No, no. Guys, please don't make me platinum this game. Me before playing Gollum, me after playing Gollum. But please don't make me platinum Gollum. Or as they put in their apology statement for the game, the Lord of Ring Gollum is the official name of this game, I guess. But yes, today, guys, it may be the death of me, but we are going to be going for the platinum trophy on the hit game, or a game that exists. Or actually lower than that. Maybe possibly one of the worst games to ever be produced ever in recent memory is more accurate. There are 37 trophies in total, including the platinum, so wish me luck, guys, because this is going to be torture. I would actually imagine, is the word I'd go for. Gollum might have been tortured in Mordor on information to try and find the One Ring, but I had to play the Lord of Ring Gollum, who's worst off, really. Definitely me.
Gollum.
It's not focus, what was that?
Now, the first challenge of the game was to just go through it chapter by chapter, and I say challenge because every chapter was an abomination. You know you're in for a depressing ride where in the first few minutes of the game you can feel how clunky it is. And of course I had a guide up for all the collectibles because I was not about to go through this game more times than I needed to, and we managed to get our first trophy for picking up a collectible. And I might as well get this out of the way early on. This game is abhorrent. Gollum looks disgusting. He looks absolutely disgusting as a character model. The controls are clunky and weird. Nothing seems to work. I needed to get that off my chest, but luckily there was another trophy just around the corner for looking at 5 individual items in Gollum's cave, and that gave us the trophy Memories. But just continued through more of chapter 1. It taught me the stealth mechanism, which is about as fun as it looks here, which isn't fun at all. And then it also taught me how to strangle some orcs, so that was exhilarating.
Oh.
Can this game get any better? Yes, it can. You also have dialogue options in the cutscenes, which is just exhilarating. I know, it's incredible. But there is 2 separate trophies, one for using all the Gollum dialogue options and one for using all the Schmeagol dialogue options. I focused on Schmeagol for the first time through. But the first of 10 miserable chapters were done, and that gave us a trophy for doing so.
Pretty intense.
What is that thing? Not a dwarf, not a goblin.
It's Tommy Pickles is the answer to that. Onto the miserable hurdle that is chapter 2, and there were a few trophies in this chapter that we were able to get. There was Wait, Not Yet, and that was for jumping in the lava. But then I also got another trophy, Welcome to Mordor, and that was for dying at some point in chapter 2. First of many deaths. I mean, look at this, guys. Come on. I mean, look at this intense stealth sequence, to be honest.
What? Hey! You! Stop! No, that's too easy. He's escaping. Found him! You! Stop!
Actually cannot be bothered. Luckily for us, we were able to get another trophy in chapter 2, like flying, and that was for jumping a really, really long distance. Now I want you to take a look at this death animation and tell me it's not the most beautiful animation you've ever seen in your life. And then you've got this one.
Oh my god.
Guys, I don't even know what's why is Gollum out of focus. But after many, many deaths...
Literally put me in a cutscene.
And after many cutscenes that were out of focus...
Yeah, 6 focus can see exactly what's going on here. Oh my god.
We were finally able to get the chapter 2 out of 10 done. So chapter 2, we had to do a load of chores in Mordor. Everyone's favourite thing to do in Mordor. In chapter 3, you had to do more chores in Mordor, so that's great. But we did get the trophy The Breeder for completing Chapter 3. Now, there was this side character in the game called Grashneg or something. I don't even know, to be honest, but we had to kill him in 3 separate ways.
He's in the war room.
After being told he was in the war room, Gollum had had enough, so I gave him the sweet release of death. Now, in this chapter, we also had the incredible objective of throwing some bread. We had to throw some bread.
Throwing some bread on the floor.
And then came the torture of actually trying to finish the chapter.
You search over there.
Yes, mistress.
Wouldn't I? You search over there.
Yes, look at the sorrow.
There's so much wrong with it, you just be dead.
I don't know. Like I've done nothing.
You, posture. You too, have some pride.
Facing up there.
And after getting stuck in midair for a little bit, I managed to actually get the trophy for completing Chapter 4, The Veteran.
Oh my god, wow.
This game is so bad.
Slaves. Perhaps master wants
Brilliant.
And Chapter 5 was not much different. You were still stuck in Mordor, and it was still very miserable.
When did you suggest the developer to leave?
Oh wow.
But it was in this chapter that I was able to kill Grashneg for the second time, this time by drowning him.
Wait! No!
Then after some even more deaths, it was time to make our way through the spider cave.
Oh my god.
And after each death, it would literally spawn me right in front of the spiders, so this went about as well as you'd expect it to.
Oh, okay.
But luckily, we were getting towards the end of the chapter. We just had to deal with this convoy bit, which was painfully annoying.
Now, quick, down on the cart.
Oh. Yep. Cool.
Careful.
Load back up.
And after a lot of pain and tears, we managed to get the trophy, The Traitor, for completing Chapter 5. On to Chapter 6. In this chapter, we had our third kill locked and loaded for Grashneg, which was to not warn him about the orcs and watch him get caught. And because of this, Gollum literally changed his skin colour. And then we would gift wrap this B-Tech version of Crash Bandicoot, which was just something.
Then, oh, it just fell through the ground. Oh, nice.
After that monstrosity of a level, we did end it with Grashneg getting eaten by Shelob, which gave us the trophy. He's so annoying for killing him in 4 different ways. And alongside that, the spider for completing Chapter 6. Was Chapter 7 any better? No, it wasn't. Luckily for us, we did get the trophy, I guess, for stealing food off of Mel's table. And then Chapter 7 continued as so.
Don't try that again.
Now in the game there are about 5 vantage points and you obviously have to climb up all of them for a trophy, so we're able to climb up our first one here. And then this interesting thing happened.
Look at this.
Call it the Ring of Haze.
Please, God, give me a trophy. Ah, yes, we had. And now we wish. And that was for picking up a fish. Yeah, we got some fish. Excellent. But there's quite a few trophies involved in this chapter, so there was another one where I had to jump off this tower 3 times.
Precious!
Be careful. Don't break a leg.
Don't know why, don't get the reference, but I did it 3 times and I got the trophy, break a leg. And close to that, collectibles part 2 for getting 20 separate collectibles.
Find the nasty riddle master.
Gwyn. You can say his name.
Now we were getting towards the end of chapter 7, but we ran into a bit of a hiccup. At this point in the level's meant to end. The chapter is meant to end at this point, but it was not. No matter what I did, the game would not progress. And I searched online and this was a common bug, and still is a common bug, I don't think it's been fixed, where some people just are not able to complete the chapter at this point in the level, which is insane, it's ridiculous. But luckily when you press restart level, you only go back about 15-ish minutes, so it wasn't too bad, and it did trigger the next time I tried it. But just another one of the thousands of bugs that I had to deal with in this game.
Oh, God.
And for being really brave and dealing with that, we got the trophy Good as Fish for completing chapter 7. On to chapter 8. We can do this, guys. We're close.
This one's orange.
It's orange.
What does it say?
Now there's a part of this chapter where you had these bells that you had to throw rocks at. You had to hit every single bell in the chapter for, you guessed it, a trophy later down the line, which I got, which was called Made a Song.
Doesn't see the wicked elf woman.
Then there was a trophy for getting all the food items in the chapter, and honestly shout out to the YouTube channel Ben Gunn for helping me with all the collectibles on every chapter, because trying to find these myself would have been miserable.
It's Mel.
Then I ran into yet another bug where the game wouldn't let me progress. I wasn't able to talk to the character. Oh my god. But after restarting the checkpoint again, I was able to, and then play some riddle games with Mel, which was exhilarating fun. But thankfully we did get another trophy for doing so.
Found a bow.
What colour is the grip?
Blue.
Then it must have been Kellen's.
And we were getting to... Oh, the facial animations. Oh, dear God.
Mel. She doesn't hear you.
And for surviving that, we got another trophy for completing chapter 8. Then we had this really fun trophy on the next chapter where I had to turn this painting a certain amount of times. So that was actually kind of exhilarating, and we got the trophy So Silly, because it was kind of silly, I guess. And then delving further into the chapter, I was able to get the gold trophy Scout, and that was for getting all of the vantage points that I mentioned earlier. And then for strangling this specific orc, I guess, or maybe it was just for strangling a certain amount, I was able to get the trophy Murderer for murdering some orcs. And venturing out into the wilderness, we got the trophy Gollum Schmeagol for completing chapter 9. 1 level left to go. Again, thanks to Ben Gunn, but we did come across the final collectible of the game, which gave us the gold trophy Rule Them All. And of course, during this run, we made sure to pick the Schmeagol option for all the dialogue trees. It's like I'm playing Detroit Become Gollum or something. And for that, we got the gold trophy Good Schmeagol. And things were getting very, very intense. It was like I was playing Game of the Year, to be honest. For taking down the big bad villain and finishing the game, we got the trophy The Friend for completing chapter 10. Now going back through chapter select, I did get the trophy Trigger Happy for throwing a certain amount of stones for distractions, and this is where we came into our next bug of the game. I had to save 3 individual characters throughout the story, one of them being the cook right here, the second one being this elf, so I made sure to throw a rock at this guy, this novice.
What?
And while going for the third and final person I had to save, I got the trophy Sweet Darkness for turning off a certain amount of lanterns. Came across another glitch where the game wouldn't let me progress. And then I was finally able to save the final person, the Riddle Master. And for going through another 2 hours of this game, I was rewarded with nothing. The trophy didn't pop. So that's fun.
Yeah, oxes.
Go.
So instead I thought I'd go through it all again, but this time I had to have all 3 of the characters die a miserable death.
Wait. Linda.
Yes, luckily the trophy managed to pop for that one, so I was feeling good, feeling risky, went back to save them all a second time, and that time got the trophy elf friend for saving all 3 of them. And then it was on to the dreaded no death run.
Here we go.
Yes, this game, Gollum, the Lord of Ring Gollum, expects you to get through the entirety of its game without dying. I'm actually genuinely curious if that's even possible with how many bugs this game actually has. So you best believe I used the power of cloud saving to get through this game. I'm not even ashamed to admit it. I used cloud saving to get through this game without dying because I was not going to put all my chips on if the game was going to let me make a jump or not. Because even still, on chapter 2 alone, I came across this bug where the game just wouldn't let me progress again. Do you think I'm going to put any trust in this game? No.
He's glitched the game up.
There was, of course, still some more trophies to deal with. So there was a trophy where I had to get through a certain section of the game in this chapter without taking damage. Which again, if I did take any damage, which I didn't because I'm a pro, I just had to reload the checkpoint. But that was easy peasy, so I got the trophy, nervous hands. Which my hands weren't nervous. How dare you. But chapter 3 came and went, and it was about as miserable as you'd expect it to be. Chapter 4 came and went, and that was about as miserable as you'd expect it to be. But chapter 4 is where I started to run into a few of actual deaths, which again would have been heartbreaking, but I had cloud saving on my side. But I managed to make my way over to Shelob, and that's where I died mid-cutscene. It then decided to kill me again because I was forced into the perspective of first person, so that's brilliant.
Great camera angle. I can't be arsed.
Like I said, zero trust in this game. I was never going to do this without the cloud save. But we managed to make our way through that chapter, and we were slowly making our way towards that final part of the game.
Hello, Smeagol. We will find you anyway.
Just the worst AI known to man. But with our incredible companion Mel, maybe the greatest character in gaming history, we blasted through that chapter and then died to this.
Truthlings. Good thinking.
Let's come up with a plan.
Okay.
And then you want to hear about another bug that this game gave me. Well, let me tell you about one. After pressing triangle on this painting, the game would just lock me in place.
Oh.
I wasn't able to move at all, which was brilliant. So you had to turn the painting, and mid-turn you had to reload the checkpoint. It was a whole thing, and I'm just so grateful that I got to experience that firsthand. But it was luckily for you, for me, for everyone involved, luckily time for the final chapter of the game, which I'd done about 4 times up to this point, so I managed to blast through that fairly quickly and even got the trophy We Want It, We Needs It, and that was for picking all the Gollum dialogue options throughout the game.
Cool.
You fool! You utter fool! What have you done?
What have I done indeed? Well, I've only gone and managed to complete Gollum without dying, which is an utter lie, but hey, I'm not complaining. I don't even feel bad about it. So we took on the final boss, if you can call it that, and got our trophy for completing the game without dying.
Just crush the bear at the end. Oh my god. Oh.
All that was left for the platinum was to get one single trophy where I had to bob up and down in some water for about 2,000 meters in total. It was about as dull and boring as it sounds and as it looks, but using chapter select I was able to do that and get the silver trophy River Hobbit, and alongside that the platinum for Lord of Ring Gollum Perfectionist.
There we go.
So there you have it, guys. That is Gollum, Lord of Ring, or whatever. Platinum. I'm free. I feel like Frodo when he just cast the ring into the fire, but instead it's just Gollum on PS5 being cast away. Time for ratings. This should be fun. Gameplay. We're going a 2 out of 10. Story. Was there even really a story? Not really. You had a game set in Middle-earth and you made the most miserable experience known to man. I don't even know how that's possible. That takes a special type of skill. So story, we're going to go 2 out of 10. Exploration. What exploration? None. 2 out of 10. Platinum difficulty, I'll go a 4 out of 10. You could argue doing it without dying could bump it up to like a 10, but cloud saving exists, so 4 out of 10 for me. And as we did with Star Wars Jedi Survivor, we're going to have a separate rating for bugs / glitches, and that is absolutely going to be at a 10 out of 10, bringing my overall rating and experience with Gollum, Lord of Ring, Tommy Pickles to a 1 out of 10. I can't give it anything higher than that. Do not play this game. I hope I've saved you the experience of having to deal with that. Just do not do it. I feel free. I need to have a shower to fully wash it all off, but I feel free now. Our next Platinum, I believe, is going to be Final Fantasy, the new one, Final Fantasy 16, I believe. So hopefully, I'm sure, will be a better game than this. But thank you for watching, guys. Do leave a like if you enjoyed it. It does really help. Until next time, take care. Peace.